All right, so in this segment, we've got stories that are just like, huh, what? Are you serious? And these are our top 5 stories of the week that are our huh, what stories. And to start it off, this is one that Kia wanted to start. She wanted to start this, but I'm so tired of talking about this. Number
But I'm not.
5.
Number 5, Nick Cannon is expecting another baby. The reason why I'm not, I have a new look upon this is that he's recycling the same women. He's not adding multiple babies' moms to his group of his brigade of babies' mamas. He's pregnating the same one he's always had. Now, how do I feel differently now? Oh, you're not dragging more women into this BS? Okay, cool. You're just recycling the same light-skinned chicks over and over again. Okay.
I
It's not as
so
weird.
you cool with it? Are you cool with it? So is this baby
Yeah, so
is this
I
baby
am.
9 or 10? I'm lost count.
This is baby 10,
So
and this
he's
is the
got a full
third
5 on
baby.
5. He got a full 5 on 5 basketball game now going on.
Yes, this is baby number 3 with a baby's mother, Brittany Bell, who had the nerve to put the word journalist under her Instagram. I don't know what journalism are we talking about, darling? I don't know, but she is baby number 3. Now, what I want to happen is a nice timeline of the baby's moms. Like, what order are all these women in? Like, it was Brittany Bell, then the other one, then Brittany
So
Bell
this is
again.
Brittany
Like, how
Bell.
are we?
So this is the Brittany Bell. I remember that name because that name came up. This brother here. All right.
Let's just say this: they're all a bunch of wilding out girls. Great, keep impregnating the wilding out girls.
Are they really
We're
have so that's a good question. Have any of these women been on the show as guests?
Yes,
Really?
yes.
Wow.
Wilding out girls aren't guests, but they're the girls who kind
Who
of
are
just hang out in the background, look
Oh, they're the
cute.
ones who hang out in the background and they do
It-
okay.
yes,
All right, number 4. Bishop Whitehead wants to box DL Hughley. So Bishop Whitehead is the guy who supposedly got robbed on live stream about a month ago, and the whole situation with the insurance scam and all that. And now he wants to box DL Hughley. What's the story here?
that's the story. Like normally, I have a bunch of clips and jokes, but that's the gist of the story. Now, D.L. Hughley did bring up another really cool point that I feel like we'll have another conversation about.
Mhm.
Is that a lot of these new age pastors, these younger guys, are just flashier than the last group of people. Like we all thought Creflo was bad. These new guys that are this new crop of pastors after 2015 or 2016, they're dripped in Gucci and diamonds and watches and Rolexes, and I need this, and my congregation needs to buy me this, and they couldn't even buy me a Movado watch, and this and that, and it's just kind of disgusting. And Bishop Whitehead is just the clout chasing worst of the worst, in my opinion. How do you
Yeah.
feel about
Well,
this?
I feel like DL Hughley. I hope he didn't respond. We just got over you. We just had a whole situation with Monique
They
with
respond.
you, and dude, just man, that's punching down, man. That guy does not deserve a response. But if he responded, I'll go look it up. I didn't even look for his response because it's
Well,
just so
DL's
doggone
response was
silly.
showing a compilation video of all the pastors recently who have just said really ridiculous things about needing gifts from their congregation, or their flashy lifestyle is what they've earned and what they deserve and everything. That was his response, and I thought that was just nailing the coffin for Bishop Whitehead to
Well,
me.
yeah, but the problem I always have with these situations is that they're putting all these pastors in a box. They need to have a separate box for these clowns. This is some clown behavior, for sure. And so, all right, so let's move on. Number 3,
Number 3.
Texas CPS worker told foster child to prostitute herself. If this is not the poster child of what not to do in your job,
Huh? What? Like, huh? What? And guys, this is not a parody story. This really
this is a
happened. This
real story.
girl had been propositioned by her CPS worker multiple times. Nobody believed her. She was like, I'm going to record it this time. And clear as day, the CPS worker is recorded telling this girl, you can make $1,500 a week if you go work this corner. It's easier than you staying here or being in foster care. You can make money. And the CPS worker was terminated, of course, and the people who were her manager are stunned. But I think the other story that's odd is that the mother of this girl has 9 other kids, and this child ended up in foster care, but she kept the other kids. Now, at what point do we question the mom about her behavior as a mother?
We definitely questioned the mom. We questioned the mom 3 babies ago. But if
Okay,
we
3 days.
knew her, But the job of a CPS, Child Protective Services, is to protect children, not make
Yes.
them prostitutes. And so
No.
we
And now
sick.
they're trying to see how many other girls that they've kind of lost in the foster care system are because of this woman and other women who've been encouraging girls to do this. They've quote unquote run away. Like I'm using these quotes because that's what's in the paperwork. They've run away. We've lost contact.
Yeah.
Well, or did they get trafficked? That's what it is. It's trafficking. It's trafficking.
It's it's interesting you bring it up because just a couple days ago we had to go get passports for our girls because we are traveling out the country, and you gotta, when you do that situation, you gotta have both parents there, you both gotta sign, gotta get notarized, all this type of stuff, because human trafficking is a real thing. Now I'm just hoping that if they haven't been doing it before, I'm assuming they're gonna have to start some background checks, man, because for you had this woman to be employed and she's out here recommending that kids become prostitutes. That's just
But
insane to
what's the
me.
background check, Miguel? Like, what's the background check? The background check has always been, drugs, alcohol, criminal record. This woman probably didn't have a criminal record.
I
So
don't know.
what's the background check that works for something like this?
I don't know, but something's got to happen because this is a
Hmm.
crazy story. All right, number two.
Two.
So fentanyl cases are crowding the morgue. For people who don't know, fentanyl is for people in the drug business. They use this as a drug to stretch drugs, is what I've been told. And then a lot of folks that like they take heroin and make the heroin go longer. They can sell
That
more
is
product.
not what fentanyl is actually meant for. You know that, right?
I don't know. I'm just telling you
Oh,
what I've
that's why
heard.
I'm part of the show. Fentanyl is actually a drug used. It's usually used during surgery.
Well, no,
Or it's
well, that's the real use of fentanyl. But what dope dealers are using? But go ahead, finish your thought.
what I'm see, he's always like, but that's not what I meant. What I'm saying is that in hospitals, they're using a tiny bit of this to get you through a surgery or to get you
Hmm.
through whatever, is the dying cancer patients. They're not using large doses. Dope dealers on the streets don't know this. They're just mixing all this stuff together, shoving it in the bag and giving it to you. And because of that, people are dying. You
People are
cannot
dying.
have huge, it's not like weed, it's not like coke, it's not like heroin. You can have only a tiny bit of fentanyl and it sends you into cardiac arrest and
Right.
shuts your lungs down.
We've lost some people. Michael K. Williams died of a fentanyl
Yes.
overdose. You know,
That
and
white boy rapper whose name I can't think of right now, who got some
uh,
weed from somebody.
was it Mac Miller?
Mac Miller, yes, Mac Miller.
Um, hey, I know one. I'm not the old
I was
head in
thinking
the
about you.
club. I knew one.
Yes, Mac Miller.
But that's just scary, man. It's just scary to think that they're lacing these drugs. And of course, that's not a new thing. Lacing drugs goes back. But now these chemicals, the chemical drugs, and it seems like it's just so much more potent. And to hear the story, so now they're saying so many people are dying of this that the morgues are overcrowded. It's insane.
It's not a new thing, but as someone who lives I have mommy groups in wealthy neighborhoods in our neighborhood. The mommy groups, they like to smoke their weed.
Hmm.
And now they're freaked out too because, if they have one joint, now they're dead, they're away from their kids instead of just getting the relaxing, I'm going to read this book and smoke a joint outside in my backyard is now turned into a very dangerous situation. And that's just, it's hurting every area, urban areas, suburban areas, middle America. It's everywhere. It's the
Yeah.
opioid crisis that Trump said he was supposed to tackle that I don't think he ever did.
Trump, please stop.
That was okay. I'm
Good
just
and doggone
saying.
well, Trump was not thinking about any of that. Trump was lying to us all. It's this opioid situations we talk about. The war on drugs, which started in the '80s, is now opioid crisis. And all of a sudden, we have a lot more empathy. But something's got to be done because people are losing their lives, and it's just sad. All right, last story, number
Number
one of our
one.
what list. You already kind of touched on it a little bit. Pastor calls his congregation poor and busted. And
Yeah, that should
so,
have been number one. Yep. Huh? What? What?
so here's the thing. He goes in this whole rant and rave about the congregation. He asked for a Movado watch. The congregation didn't give him, and he calling them out. He chastising them from the pulpit. He eventually apologized. But you're chastising your congregation from the pulpit for not giving you a Movado watch. Dude, you need to go out
And
and
making fun of them about going to Applebee's and making fun of them about doing their basic life. Like you
they're
can go to
just
Applebee's,
living.
but
Yeah, you can go to Applebee's, but you can't get me. First of all, brother, if you working and you can't afford a Movado watch,
I mean, I didn't want to bring that up. You can get it. He said you can get it at Costco. If you can get it at Costco, then you can put it on credit. I don't know, but like it's not that big a
I
deal.
just, man, I'm telling you, dude, I just sit back and I thank God for the people in ministry that I know that are the bomb, that do great work. Because for some folks who coming up now who never came up in church, and these are the people that they're seeing as the example
Yeah.
that is out here, I just like they was like, man, I ain't never going to church. And it's but guys,
And you're
don't
exactly right. That's what's happening. It's turning so many people off from church. Like,
yeah,
so I go to church now. I have to buy him a house and a car and a Movado watch, and we got to celebrate pastor's anniversary. Like, remember when pastor's anniversary used to be just, oh, we're just gonna have a barbecue, or he gonna sit and eat this meal, and maybe we give him cards with nice messages, and he was happy. That
yeah.
doesn't seem how the new pastors are these days.
I just sit back and look at this stuff, and I'm just like, dude, turn the camera off. Y'all don't need to be live streaming your services, if, because this is the type of stuff that went on inside of these churches for years, and we didn't know. We had a situation with the pastor who was on Beyonce's neck about the song, and now it's all out there, and this whole conversation going on around that all over the place. Man, I just tell you, man, these
Well, let me
folks.
tell you,
Hmm.
my dad, Deacon Gamey, he goes to an older church. Their most recent pastor, they fired him because he took out a mortgage using church's money, and the church found out about it. And he was annoyed that they even brought it up to him. And my dad sits on the board to hire a new pastor, and he was like, "No, you don't work here no more, bro. You gotta go.
You mess
You
around with
gotta
them,
go."
yeah. You can mess around them churches got the deacon boys if you want, and you will, yeah. So I don't know, man. But how you like the new segment? We gonna,
I
huh?
love this new
What?
segment because it
Huh?
combines all the ghetto stuff that we like to talk about in a nice condensed fashion. And it also shows people other, maybe topics that we'll expound on later. Like the
Yeah,
pastor thing, I feel like we're definitely going to expound on because there's
yeah.
so many pastors who are messing up. And it's not just the black pastors, white
No,
pastors too. Y'all out here,
no.
everybody out here wilding.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. So it's a wild segment.